Have you ever dreamed of being a king or a queen? Well, for one man, this dream became a reality in a very unexpected way. His name is Jeremy, and he is a British tourist who visited a small country in Africa called Burundi. He was there to enjoy the wildlife and the scenery, but he ended up becoming the king of the country for a day. It all started when Jeremy decided to visit a local village, where he met a friendly man named Joseph, who offered to be his guide. Joseph took him to see the village's school, market and church, and then invited him to his home for lunch. Jeremy accepted the invitation and was impressed by Joseph's hospitality and kindness. After lunch, Joseph told Jeremy that he had a surprise for him. He said that he wanted to take him to meet the king of Burundi, who was visiting the village that day. He followed Joseph to a large tent, where he saw a crowd of people waiting outside. Joseph told him to wait in line, and that he would be back soon. Jeremy waited patiently until he reached the front of the line. He saw a man sitting on a throne, wearing a crown and a robe. He assumed that this was the king, and bowed respectfully. However, to his shock, the man on the throne got up and handed him the crown and the robe. He then said something in the local language, which Jeremy did not understand. The crowd cheered and clapped, and Jeremy realized that he had just been crowned as the new king of Burundi. He later found out that the man on the throne was not the real king, but a local chief who had been appointed as the temporary king for the day. This was part of an ancient tradition in Burundi, where every year, on April the 1st, the king would give his power to someone else for a day. As a sign of humility and generosity, the chief had chosen Jeremy as his successor because he thought he was a good and honest man. Jeremy was very confused and embarrassed by the whole situation, but he decided to play along and enjoy his brief reign. He spent the day greeting people, giving speeches and making decisions. He also received many gifts and compliments from his subjects, who treated him with respect and admiration. He said that it was one of the most amusing experiences of his life. The next day, Jeremy returned the crown and the robe to the chief, who thanked him for his service and wished him well. Jeremy then left the village and continued his trip around Burundi. He said that he would never forget his time as the accidental king, and that he hoped to visit Burundi again someday.